Alright, today we're working on the Jeep Liberty Renegade again, so let's get to it. So before I get started, I just want to remind you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. If this video is helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also give us a comment below because we love to hear feedback from you guys. So let's get into this. So this is a 2003 Jeep Liberty Renegade, and the problem that we're having today is with the rear window latch. It is not being activated when the handle is pulled. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so how this is supposed to work is when you pull the handle, a switch is supposed to activate, causing the rear window to lift up automatically, and that's not happening. So it's kind of binding on the latch now. It still opens when you pull on the tailgate hard enough, but it's not supposed to be that difficult. So what we're going to do today is figure out what the problem is. So I've already taken the back panel off. And basically what's happening is the latch here isn't releasing. So when you try to close the window again, you can't because it just hits up against here. So there is a way that you can manually get this to work again. Come around here. If you press down on this piece, then it releases the latch. And this is the position that it's supposed to be in. So when you pull on the handle, it's supposed to release it this way. And that's not happening. So we're going to figure out what the problem is today. So first thing to do obviously is remove the back panel. So basically you have all these clips on the bottom. So start by prying on the bottom of the panel and it'll come loose this way. And then you just lift straight up and it'll lift out of these clips right here. That'll give you access to this whole assembly as well as the handle on the inside. So what a lot of people will do in this situation is replace this whole assembly because they automatically think there's a problem with this. But we're going to test it further to diagnose where the problem's coming from. So there's this right here, which is called a micro switch, or I think the Chrysler part number calls it a jumper harness. But basically there's a switch on the end of this harness which activates when you pull the handle. So we're going to see if that's the problem first. So first thing I'm going to do is disconnect this right here and get this piece removed, and we'll have a quick look at it. Alright, so I have the micro switch removed, and this is the piece that would have been attached to the door handle on the inside. And as you can see, it's kind of split open and it started to corrode on the inside. So when you pull on the handle, it's supposed to push this switch, and that's what would activate the latch. So in having a look at this, this is probably our problem, but we're gonna diagnose it a bit further just to make sure. So basically how you remove this, if you go inside here, that right there is where the switch would sit, and there's just a metal clip holding it in place that looks like this. You just pry that off of there and then the switch will pull out. So now what I'm going to do is disconnect this harness right here at the connector, and I'm going to jump the two wires, and if that activates the latch up here, then we'll know that this is functioning properly and that this switch here is the problem. So I'm going to do that now and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have the harness disconnected now, and basically all I'm going to do is take this piece of wire right here, and I'm just going to jump the connector. So basically just stick one in here and the other in this side. Okay, and you could hear that the latch made a noise. So we can confirm that the latch up here is working properly, and most likely the problem will be the micro switch down here that needs to be replaced. So we'll get a new one of those and hopefully that fixes the problem. Alright, so I ordered a new harness from Mopar, and I'll put the Mopar part number in the description below. Maybe I'll put it on the screen too. So we're going to open this up and see what we got here. Alright, that looks to be the same as compared to the old one. So I'll quickly hook this up and we'll see if that fixes our problem. Alright, that fixed it. Alright, so now that we know that this is working properly, it's just a matter of reinstalling. So there's this clip right here. It clips into this hole here. And then the black clip on the bottom side here will go into that hole right there. So like I showed you before, there's this area right here. And basically just push the switch into there. You'll see on the switch itself, there's these two, I don't know what to call those. Anyway, they're going to be facing up. And you can kind of see on the back side here, there's a slot on top. And that's where those fit into. So it only fits one way. So basically push that into there. And then there's the metal clip that I showed you before. And that just pushes on there as well. And then we should be good to go. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. So we've got it clipped in place up here. Clipped in place down here. And if you look inside, so you can see the metal clip is over top of the micro switch now, and that just helps keep it in place. And then if we come around to this side here, when we pull on the handle, then it activates the latch. So everything's working as it should. I'll do that one more time. And that's what would release the windows. So just get this back panel put back on and then we are done. Alright, we'll do one last check to make sure everything's working as it should. Okay, so it closes properly. Perfect. Alright. Well, thanks for watching the video, guys. Once again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you give it a like if this video was helpful and give us a comment below. Maybe give this video a share too and help us out, alright? We'll see you on the next one.